Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. Many of you are going through things that it's hard to understand. It's painful situations, at least psychologically painful at this point. And I wanted to talk to you for a minute about these things and try to help us understand why we may be going through these things and likely what is going to happen, and maybe, if it's God's will, to explain how we should look at this. There are a lot of people that are losing their jobs. See, if you're not willing to go along with this event that has no end, basically, in the foreseeable future, if you're not willing to go along to get along, you're gonna be persecuted. I just watched a video a little while ago of a gentleman. He makes YouTube videos as well. And he lost his job, or at least they sent him home today because they wanted to make him wear a mask and check his temperature. Now, this gentleman is a truck driver. He's not around people. But the beast system has its tentacles into everything. And it all belongs to the beast. All these jobs, all these things that we've become comfortable with, going to the grocery store, we're already seeing pressure there if you go in without a mask. But this is just the beginning of these pains. These are just the first few stings. And we need to understand why this is happening and what we should do about it and how we should feel about it. To understand this, I'm going to read to you, or help us understand, I'm going to read to you Matthew 16:23. Actually, I'm going to start just before that. 21. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and begot to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. In this situation, you can replace Peter's name with whoever it is that's telling you that you should go along to get along. Peter is telling Jesus that no, you don't do this. You don't have to do this. He should just go along to get along. Jesus, you don't have to do this. So for the guy that's telling you got to wear a mask to enter the grocery store, or for the employer that's telling you you've got to do this and you've got to do that in order to keep your job, you have to understand that job, or that whatever it is the situation is, it belongs to the beast. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. And what is of men? The beast system is of men. All the things and the pleasures and the conveniences that you have become addicted to, and that I have become addicted to. We have come to savorest those things that not be of God, but those that be of men. And we're going to have to understand that we're going to have to let them go. And we're going to have to understand that when whoever this Peter is that comes to you and they're going to say you've got to do this, or you got to have the jab, or you've got to have whatever it is, or else. Remember that Jesus' words were, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For so whoever will save his life, your earthly life, shall lose it. And whosoever who will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? What are you not willing to give up in order to retain your soul? What is it? The house? Is it the job? Is it your friendship with your best friend? Is it your girlfriend? Or your wife, or your son? That say what Peter said. Lord, this shall not be unto thee. They want you to follow the beast. They want you to give in. They want you to submit. They have done so already themselves. There is nothing in this world, that you can take with you. You may think or say, I have to do this, or my wife is going to leave me. But the truth is, if you do it, Jesus will say, I know not thee. I know not thee. And those are words that we do not want to hear. If you take some time and think about the things that Christ had to suffer and Christ had to give up on his way to the cross, all the times that he could have said, no, I'm not, or I won't do that anymore, or he would have denied his Father. All the opportunities. And yet he had to give up everything. And everyone denied him, down to the last disciple before the rooster crowed that morning, when they condemned Christ. In the middle of that night, when they condemned Christ, they condemned him, and then they covered his face. It's the reason that people's faces are being covered now. If you're willing to go along to get along, you can expect to hear the words, I know not thee. Where is your line? I'll wear the mask so I can just get this. So, do you realize what we're playing with here? This is eternal. You cannot be a fence rider in an eternal matter. You're going to go through many pains. You're going to have to give up many things. You're going to even maybe have to suffer in physical ways to be and stay and stand righteous until the end. Yet none of it that any of us could go through could ever measure up to what our Christ went through. Yahushua sacrificed everything. Everything, every friend, every possession, all that earth had to offer, just as when Satan tried to tempt Christ and offered to give him everything that was his. Everything that is the world, that is the beasts, he offered Yahushua. And he crushed the serpent's head, denying him everything that is the world. Guys, I hope y'all guys get something out of what I've tried to deliver to you today here. I've felt convicted, and it's hard for me to do. And I felt convicted to do this. For days now, I felt convicted to come and say these words, even though many do not want to hear them. Many will turn a deaf ear to what I've said here today. Many will just go along to get along. In fact, most. But understand that when you do not go along to get along, and that you deny Satan what he wants, you may have to walk a very rocky path, and it may become increasingly more uncomfortable. But like verse 25 says, whosoever will save his life here on earth, go along to get along, shall lose it. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? And what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. That is the message today, guys. I love you. Father loves you. And yes, we are being tested. This is the separation of the wheat from the chaff. You're going to have to decide, are you wheat? Or are you chaff? Will you be burned in the pit or raised up to our Father? I love you. Have a good day.